Hi guys. One momento, guys. One momento. I'm trying to get my thingy on. Okay, hi guys. Hi. This is All in Economic Lifestyle. I hope everyone is having a great day thus far. And I hope that you guys also enjoyed your lunch. I'm gonna skip lunch. I don't have much of an appetite at the moment. But guys, listen, this is uh a very, very imperative high alert update. Okay, I just learned that the insurance companies are backing down on ones that use their personal cars for door dashing, Instacart, Uber, Lyft. I did, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think about this at first because in the state of Florida, of course, our laws are kind of different because we don't pay state taxes, we only pay federal taxes, okay? So, with that being said, um, whenever we're insured, and we in the state of Florida, you must keep insurance on your car because if you don't, your license will get suspended and your car will get towed, okay? Those two things for sure. And also, I think this is in every state, guys.
If you do any
Bear with me
type
one
of
moment.
ride share, if you do
I'm sorry. When you in the state of Florida, I'm speaking on my state. It could be in your state too. So you guys will have to research that out for yourself. But once you sign up for your insurance policy, you take the pen and you sign off contractually because see. This is why it's imperative that you read the fine writing. Okay, don't just be signing stuff. Okay. Corporate and federal people should not just know this. Anybody should know this. Don't just be signing off things you have not read. Now, let's get into it. Um, Now, in the state of Florida, once we sign off on our insurance policy, it states within that policy that you cannot use this vehicle for commercial use or business use, right? So, therefore, that means I can't take my Beamer and go door dashing, lifting, Ubering, and all that stuff without the proper documentation as falling under commercial use because it asks you that on your policy. Yes, would it make your policy go up in the state of Florida? Yes. In your state, I'm not sure. But anyways, I wanted to put that out there first because this is very imperative, guys. What's happening is banks are noticing that when they repo the cars that they are repoing now, let me tell you how data works. It's not just analytical. Analytical is everything, but you can't have you cannot get analytics without data. So data is always number one. Remember that, regardless of what anybody says. Okay, true story. Look it up. Now, when they're repoing these cars, the cars are way over mileage. You see what I'm saying? Because it does on your insurance policy, you have a bracket. Will you be driving 10,000 miles or less, 14,000 miles or dash what 16? It just goes down the line. Okay, so this is why they're using this loophole. And when they repo your cars, they're looking at the mileage on your car, guys. Like this is my second Beamer. I've had this one for 2 years now. I only have 14,000 miles on it. In a year, I said I would drive no more than 10,000. So I'm way under my allotted limit if I was doing so, but I'm not a lifter, DoorDash, Instacart, not taking away from that, guys. I'm only telling you guys this because I want you to be aware of this so you can do it the proper way, and you can still have your car, but just do your gigs on paper legally is all I'm just trying to get across to you guys, okay? So what I'm going to do is have you to listen into this. This was uploaded 4 days ago, okay? Banks are coming for your cars. If you want to look into this, just key in banks are coming for your cars because you're doing Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, and all this good stuff. And it should be used for personal use. And because of all the repos, the cars they have twice or three times the mileage on it. So what they're doing is the cars are being rehired to sell like that. however, but let's continue. Let me stop talking and let you guys listen. Please subscribe as you come in. Please subscribe as you come into my platform every time you come in, for everybody that's in here, because it's needed so that it can get out to the people. I would greatly appreciate it and thank you in advance. Let's begin.
If you do Postmates, Uber Eats, any type of delivery, you need to watch this video in full because banks are taking away your cars even though you're completely up to date on your payments. So I'm going to explain why this is happening, the whole reasons behind it, but more importantly, how you can protect yourself and what you need to do moving forward. So let's go ahead and talk about how this all started. Now, back at the end of 2023, when the auto loan crisis first kicked off, banks were losing millions of dollars every single month on repos. Now, every time they got a repo, they started to notice a trend in all the cars they were collecting.
The
They had
mileage.
significantly more miles than what they were supposed to at the time of repoing. So as they started doing research and doing a little bit of documentation, they figured out that people were using their cars for commercial use. Now, believe it or not, it is actually illegal to use your regular car that you got a personal loan on for commercial use. And this is where all the dilemma and all the problems start from. So I know a lot of people that are watching this probably do Uber, Postmates, do some sort of delivery for Amazon, or do Turo on the side to make some extra money. Now, the problem with this is that when you sign up for your personal auto loan, you are actually signing away saying that you will not use your vehicle for commercial purposes.
Your perfect domain. Okay, guys, did you get that? Is out there. I'm glad a commercial came on. It came on. One moment.
Now, I know a lot of you guys.
Okay, that's exactly what I said in the beginning. Listen well and take notes and be sure, because I know it's a lot of people out there that are Ubering, lifting, and all this good stuff. Make sure you pass this down, okay? This was just put into effect 4 days ago, guys. 4 days, so make sure you let people know. Let's continue.
You guys are saying, why buy the car? Who cares? I'm paying for it. It shouldn't matter what I'm using it for. Well, the reason is because as somebody like that does rental cars, if I get a commercial loan, I'm going to get no more than 60 months. So that 72 months that you got won't work. There is no 0% down. When you get a commercial loan, you got to put 20 to 30% down. Your interest rate is higher because you're not driving it for regular use. You're actually putting miles on it and beating on it. And because of these things, it basically lets the bank know that you're going to pay more money every single month on that car because you're a bigger risk, because you're using the car for commercial use, you're adding more miles, you're beating it up, you're doing all these things to basically lower the value of that vehicle. Mm-hmm. So when a bank writes up a loan for a personal individual, they're basing the mileage off of typical use, which could be anywhere from 5 to 12,000 miles a year. They're not expecting somebody to drive at 20 to 30,000 miles, and because of this, they offer the risk that's associated with that actual loan. This is what I tell everybody, and if you watched any of my videos.
And guys, I would like to say, do I think this is fair? Not necessarily, but I also still can see, because the bank is your lender. They loaned you the money to get the car, so you don't actually own the car. So it's a liability. So on that note, I'm with them. But as far as you guys needing work, I'm with you guys on that side. But it has to be in compliance. I don't write the laws, I don't make them, nor do I change them. Let's continue.
You heard me say this ad nauseum. Banks will always adjust their rates and fees due to risk. And because of you using this for Uber, Postmates, Turo, any type of delivery, you are being a much riskier asset compared to somebody else. One, you're on the road more. Two, you're racking up way more miles. You're not paying down that depreciating asset. And some of the problems that banks were having is they were getting cars that were 1 to 2 years old with already 100,000 miles. If you guys have watched my channel,
hold up, people. Are you serious? 100,000 miles in 1 year on a vehicle? How is that possible, guys? Could you please leave it in the comment for me? Please? I would love it if you do so, because help me to understand. Let's continue.
I've bought lots of these cars, 2-3 years ago, absolutely insane. 2024, 2023 cars with over 100,000 miles in less than 14 months, which is insane because people
absolutely insane.
Turo, Uber,
that's insanity.
Postmates, Lyft, whatever you can do to make some side.
Unless it's for official business. If it's official business, then that's fine, guys. But driving for Uber, Lyft, and all that, you got to be doing triple shifts to put them type of miles on your car. Let's continue.
Extra money. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a side hustle and making some extra money and using it for ride shares, but you have to let the banks know what you're using the car for. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is I had multiple people over the last few weeks messaging me saying, hey, this bank took my car. I was completely paid up in full. It's illegal what they're doing. We're going to sue them. And I told them, don't do it because they have the right to take back their car because you are putting it at just risk. You're not allowed to use it for commercial use. If you guys take the time, read your documentation, which I highly recommend. If any of you guys have a loan, especially if it's a subprime loan, it'll probably say no ride shares, no deliveries, no commercial use, no business use.
It does say that. I will vouch for that.
Operations and your personal activities. Nothing that has to do with commercial. Now, another reason why we want to do this is because a lot of people don't have the correct insurance if you're doing commercial. Now, if anybody drives Uber or Lyft or anything else, they could probably tell you about it, that you have to have additional insurance to cover you. Now, the problem is if you don't have gap, that's another thing that can hurt you. If you're driving, let's say, Lyft, and you're driving 100,000 miles a year, and you put, 100,000 miles on your 2024 Nissan Altima, well, guess what? You may have a $25,000 loan on it, but your car's worth probably $12,000. So if you happen to get into an accident and the car gets totaled out, the insurance company is only going to cover the value of your car, not what you owe, unless you have gap. Now, if you buy a commercial vehicle, like what I do with my rental car.
And if you don't have gap, guys, you have to pay the difference back out of your own pocket. Let's continue.
Every single car has a gap policy just in case, because we know that people are going to basically drive the car, put a lot of miles on it, and it's going to be less than what I owe. But that's another reason why the banks make me to put 20 to 30% down. They charge me, instead of 5%, I pay 8 to 12%. And instead of 70 months, I pay probably close to anywhere from 55 to 65 months. So all these things are designed for you to pay down that debt faster so you're not upside down in the vehicle. And because of banks losing so much money, they're actually going out and finding you guys and taking your cars. Now, they have access to all these places that share VINs.
Let's pause here, guys. Did you hear that? Let's look at the title here. Watch this. What does that say? Banks are coming for your cars. Like, this is happening like out of the blue, guys. You could be at work. You could be going into Chalupa to pick up an order for DoorDash. You come out, your car is gone. Once the tow truck driver get there, especially I do know this in the state of Florida, once the tow truck driver get there, it's no way that you can tell them, no, they can't take the car, blah, 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 blah. Because the next thing they're going to do is call law enforcement. They're going to show up and tell you to back it up, and they're going to take your car. So this is a warning, guys. A fair warning. Let's continue.
Every time you're on Turo, every time you're on Uber, Lyft, all those databases are shared with a group of people. So wondering how they're going to find out, that's how they find out. They can buy a subscription every month that will let them know which cars are being used for commercial use. This is how they're finding you guys. So I've told this plenty of times on this channel. You are not...
Guys, did you hear that? Take note. I don't mean to keep pausing, but it's very, very imperative that I do so, because when I pause, that means that that's the key point. Please keep these heavy hitter key points in mind. Let's continue.
We're not smarter than the bank. Don't try to outthink them. They'll spend millions of dollars to chase a few bucks just to basically close that loophole.
And the bank always have their own lawyers, in case you guys didn't know that. FYI. Thank me later. Let's continue.
So nobody else burdens the system. Banks have been losing hundreds of millions of dollars over the last few years because they were doing personal use auto loans and driving Uber, Lyft, and everything else and racking up a bunch of miles. Before I sold my dealership, every single bank, if they saw any deposits from Uber, Lyft, or one of the other rideshare apps, they would automatically terminate or cancel your loan or your approval. You're going to use the card for commercial use. So it made
hold up, guys. Did you hear that? Wow. So they can verify, because you have to go to the bank. It has to be the bank to be the lender to give you the money or pay the car dealership for the car, right? So that means they have access to your banking account, your banking information rather, disclaimer. So they can see that you're getting the deposit from, Uber, Lyft, like that. That's what he's saying. This is important, guys. Pay attention.
Very hard in the very beginning, but then when the pandemic kicked up, Nobody was checking documentation. Nobody was doing any of this stuff. And so a whole new batch of people jumped into that bandwagon. And this is where you're getting all the Turo gurus that were telling you to go out and buy 20 cars and put them all up and get personal loans on every single one of them at 0% at 72 months. And banks were losing, like I said, millions of dollars every single month because of this. Now, another reason why you're starting to see this spike, and the reason why I'm making this video, is because every time we go through an economic slowdown, people tend to start doing other things. They got laid off, or they're trying to make some side money for their family, so they decide to get on Uber or Lyft, or they start doing Turo or Postmates or Uber Eats or whatever place you order your food from.
Which is understandable. I know people need work, people need to make a living and to take care of their families. But what he and I are saying in the banks is just that just do it orderly. I mean, I know it's a little bit of a headache. It could be just a big headache sometimes, guys. But you just have to stay in compliance. I always say that on just about all of my lives, especially when it's updates that I'm giving you. Stay in compliance. And again, I'm allowed to speak on this because I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Okay, so I do know a lot of the law. So I just like to share it with you guys. And I'm also alkaline. So we're going to keep it alkaline, meaning we're going to do things the right way. Okay, let's continue.
From. And because of this, you're getting on their radar. Do not give the bank an excuse to come take your car. So if you are doing this, I highly recommend you use a car that's either paid off or use the one that's approved for by the bank. Now, you can actually reach out to your bank and ask them and say, hey, look, I'm thinking about using my car to do Turo, to do Postmates, Uber Eats, Lyft, Drive, whatever the case may be, and you can get it cleared through them. If they don't have any problems with it, you're good to go. But I would at least ask before you start doing it, because there's nothing worse than getting on there and you show up in these databases that you're a driver on there for commercial use, and they snatch up your car. Now, what's even worse is if they take your car and they turn around and they sell it. Let's say you owe $25,000 on this vehicle and they sell it for $12,000 at the auction. You still owe the balance of that. So they're going to come after you.
Correct. And that's what I just said, guys. And he's absolutely right. Once your car is repoed, 9 times out of 10, the repo car goes to an auction. If you guys don't know this, see, you need to know these things. Once your car is repoed in my city and state of Florida, it goes off to an auction. And some of the auctions, they're private, really. You have to pay for membership to have them. But most of them are done in Orlando, Florida. Okay? FYI. Let's continue.
To either garnish your paycheck or sue you for the rest. So you'll never get another tax return. Any type of money you get will be on there. And on top of that, it'll get it much harder for you to get another vehicle. So it's very important that if you are doing this, any type of ride share, check with your bank to find out. Now, there's a few ways you can go around this. You can get a commercial business loan. It's not that hard. You can actually go to any of your local state banks or credit unions and tell them that you're doing rideshare, Turo, whatever the case may be.
Perfecto, guys. I was waiting for him to say that. It's like a commercial loan. It's like a business loan. So just you open up if you're going to use your personal vehicle, just use it for, just say personal. Open up anything. If you're going to use it for personal, open it up for business. So that's your car is your business, whether it be Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, da da da. So yeah, just do it that way. Okay, always do that. That's the most minute, best, simple way that you can take care of these issues or not have these issues. Okay, let's continue.
Maybe, and that you want to get your car refinanced, they'll give you at a higher interest rate. Unfortunately, they're going to make you cover more corporate insurance, because that's another thing that you guys are not covering. If you are using Turo, if you're doing Uber, Lyft, whatever else, there is some other additional insurances that you have to protect not only you, but the people that's in your car. And if for some reason somebody else takes your car and crashes it, you are not covered. So it's very important that you sit down with your insurance agent and find out, if you're doing this, what you need to do to cover yourself. Because I'm sure you guys have seen the stories of people getting sued by Uber, Lyft, other people that got hurt in accidents suing them because they didn't have the correct insurance. So you do not want to fall into those pitfalls and have your car taken away, or even worse, everything that you've ever worked for. Because I think there was a guy in Kentucky that got into an accident, he didn't have the correct insurance, and they sued him and Uber. Now, Uber had a bunch of money to basically fight it off with an attorney, but the driver did not. And unfortunately, Uber did not help him. His insurance company didn't, because he was underinsured, and he ended up losing his house.
Oh my goodness, guys. You see what could happen when you don't have things in order? It's a trickle effect. One thing could happen, then this happened, and this happened, this happened, and then before you know it, you're down at rock bottom, and you don't want that. I cannot believe he lost his house behind this. Guys, I want to share with this really fast. Whenever I worked for Bank of America in the mortgage department, Ginnie Mae, GNMA, Government Mortgage National Association, um, they put a lien on this lady's house. The home association did for $35. They were about to lose their house for $35, guys. I stayed up to work, not by, I wasn't forced, but that was my field. So it took us 4 hours to do a remodification. Do you know what a subordination and a mortification is? Look it up. But we had to go revise that so that they wouldn't take her house. And it had also to be refiled with the title. There's steps to this, guys. It's steps to this. Like it's steps when you're getting ready to go out clubbing. You got to get your hair done. You want to get your nails done. You got to get the heels. You got to get the outfit. There's steps to this, guys. Just like it is when you're doing your own personal things. Okay? Let's continue.
Because of it. So it's very important that as we start to see this economic slowdown, all the banks are really going to be pinching their pennies, trying to figure out how they can save money or how they can get money back. And the first thing they're going to do is, okay, what is our riskiest loans? And the riskiest loans are people that are using their cars for commercial use. They'd rather repo them today, where they hopefully get the cars with less miles, than wait 2-3 years, have you rack up 100,000 miles and just give it back to them, broken or whatever else. So this is why they're being so vigilant on these lists, and this is why they're going out of the way to take people's cars. And I know you've heard me say loans a lot, but this also includes any type of leasing, especially when it comes to like exotic cars, classic cars, whatever it is. Guarantee you, in every single leasing agreement that you guys signed, it is illegal for you to use your car for any commercial use.
Factory, as I said, I have a Beamer 2025. He's exactly right. Which that's not my thing. I'm just saying, it's in big bold writing too. It's not small writing on my contract that I signed off. Let's continue.
I've seen one of our banks, which is Luxury Lease Partners, if they know that you're using your car for leasing or for ride share, any type of thing like that, they will come take your car the exact same day. It's very
wow.
important. They told you that if you do a lease, they can't say anything. Unless it's a commercial lease, which I know it's not, because unless you're in the industry, you can't get those.
That's right.
That's one of the things that I'm telling you right now is lease, loan, doesn't matter. If you're doing any type of ride share, Uber, Turo, doesn't matter. They're going to come find your car and pop you, even if you are 100% paid in full. I've seen it a bunch of times this month, and I guarantee you, and somebody in this comment section is probably going to chime in and say, unfortunately, that happened to them. So listen to what I'm saying and listen to some of the people in the comment section. Don't fall victim to this. See if you can refinance your car. And I just wanted to put this out there because I know there's a lot of people that are getting laid off, that are turning to like Uber and Turo and other things to make some extra side cash. I don't want you to lose your car. So try to do these things, check it out. And if you guys need any help, shoot me a message. I'm on Instagram at Lucky Lopez. I'll try to see what I can do.
Okay, guys, shout out to at Lucky Lopez. If you guys have any additional questions, please do DM him about this because it could be very, very critical, okay? Very critical. So we want to reach out to him if you need
I'm
to.
trying to work with a bank right now that's okay with refinancing people when it comes to commercial use. Or if you're making enough money, my advice, just go buy a cheap $4,000 or $5,000 car and run it into the ground. That's usually what I recommend most people because you're going to put a bunch of miles on it. You might as well get something that's a little bit clean, that's older, and just drive it until the wheels fall off. But I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was fun and educational. And make sure to check
Very fun and educational. Thank you. Guys, this is very, very good information because I know half of you that are going to listen to this didn't even know about this. Probably 80% of you guys. So I'm glad I was able to catch this because this is my thing right here on the criminal side. Criminal justice side, guys. Don't get it twisted. It's just update because it has to do with law. And I like to keep you guys up on it just as at Lopez do, okay? Until All in Economic Lifestyle, please do subscribe and have a great day. What we want to do is make it home safely, so be safe, guys, on your commute. All in Economic Lifestyle.